In today's episode, let's review Forest Essentials Durga Incense.
Namaste everyone and welcome to Om Incense Show with DJ and SC.
Shivosmi Chaudhary.
SC DJ Tolisha.
A show that helps you increase your incense quotient. So if you are an incense enthusiast, consider subscribing. So before we go ahead, I'd just like you to remind of this Meri Pratham Sanskrit Pustika, which is a Sanskrit alphabet book for kids, link in description. If you're new to this channel, you might want to know that in these kind of episodes we first check out the packaging of an incense, then we decode the fragrance of it, and then we share something about the incense world, and then there's a quiz at the end. So you might want to stick around till the end. And now, before we actually do the review, my heartfelt condolences to all the Hindus in Bangladesh, and it broke my heart to see what they've done to the Durga Puja, and they desecrated the Durga idol so very unceremoniously. I think these people should just wake up and realize what they're doing to another human. This is really not done. And the worst part is nobody raised a voice about it. I mean, there was one statement from the US, one statement from the UN, and that's it. And there was one man killed in US, and there was an entire Black Lives Matter thing. But anyway, that's none of my concern. Even that was a thing worth talking about. But Hindus are being killed time and time again in areas where they are in minority. So we've seen Afghanistan, we've seen most of the Southeast Asian countries, and we've seen now this Bangladesh, and it's very disturbing. So I just thought might as well pay the condolences to them. So I'm feeling really bad about it, the way they've done. Thanks. So that's it. Okay, so now let's start this. So this is an incense which I really regret buying, and I do not want to review this, but the reason I am reviewing this here is because I need you guys to wake up. I need you guys to be aware of companies like these who are not incense makers. So what they do is, and I think, I'm not really sure, but I think that's what they do, because this incense, this 70-gram incense is for 350 rupees. Yeah. No, this is for 375 rupees for 70 grams. And just look at the incense that they have. It's a normal black incense. It's a dipped incense. Anybody who has been in this for some time, if any incense enthusiast will tell you that this is a dipped incense. And to give this for 375, I mean, you get such good incenses from Cycle brand and from so many other brands. They'll give you these incenses for 10 rupees. Yeah, I mean, you walk to any of the temples, and and in the prangan of the temple, in the courtyard, you'll see so many incense sellers, and this is what you get. You get it for 5 rupees, 10 rupees. Why to give this for 375? This is like, it's criminal actually. I mean, it's atrocious. Why would you charge something, why would you charge so much for something which is like not worth it, yeah? I mean, there are times when you spend money for something and we find that it's worth the penny, but this is not. This is not. But anyway, let's just see what they're saying. So they've named it Durga, and you see the packaging. It's pathetic. I mean, what are they trying to show here? At least when you see the packaging of Phool incense, or I recently had Nirmalyo, you see Aurobindo, you see Cycle brand, you see that all of these incenses, even if it is for 10 rupees, and why I'm saying for 10 rupees, because Godhuli from incense is for 10, Godhuli from Cycle brand is for 10 rupees. And you see the packaging, they have depicted that Godhuli Bela, the dusk, and they've shown a Bengali woman with the shank and all those things. I mean, some thought has gone into that. Yeah. Now what is this bloody, I think they just caught up one graphic designer from somewhere and got this design. They call this Durga, and does it? I mean, can you look at this and is there any resemblance to Durga? The least they could have done is use that, that Durga eyes and thing. Just like that. That would have been enough. Now, what is this? This is pathetic with a capital P. In fact, all in blocks. I hated this. And I was so anxiously looking forward to this, and if you're allergic to rude remarks, please walk off, because this is going to be really rude here. So I thought, might as well start one, episode, one series of episodes where I can review premium incenses, really high grade, high end incenses, and then, I'm sure there are takers for those as well, because those sell. So I just thought might as well do something. And I thought let's start with Forest Essentials, because Forest Essentials says 100% natural, chemical free and no synthetic fragrance. For this pathetic thing. So they call it Durga, and they have the story of elation. Now let me read this, and you might just want to be attentive here. What they say. Durga is perhaps one of the most well-known manifestations of Shakti. She is one of the principal deities worshipped during the festivals of Navratri, one of the most important Hindu festivals. The festival also celebrates the death of Mahishasur, one of the most powerful demon gods. Now, what is a demon god? You are either a demon or a god. What is a demon god? And then you have Mahishasur was renowned because of his death at the hands of goddess Durga. The demon king, now they rectified it here, the demon king believed it to be impossible for a woman to be powerful enough to kill him. So that was about Durga. Now they say that this has Google fragrance. So what they're saying is, Google or myrrh has a warm, slightly sweet, balsamic, herbaceous and earthy aroma with hints of vanilla. Well known and widely used in Ayurvedic medicine, Google or myrrh is said to rejuvenate the spirit, increase one's energy and provide an overall feeling of well-being. So that's true. But instead what we have here, I do not want to light this up and give a demo of this pathetic thing. So what they have is a slightly floral fragrance, and that's it. Just a nice floral fragrance, which is not even nice enough, and it doesn't evoke anything in you. And in fact, when you light it, you feel like chucking it off. For 375 rupees, this shit that you get. Okay. Now, so what happens is, Forest Essentials, luxurious Ayurveda. Okay. So this is what they have. I don't even want to show it in totality. And oh yeah, and I got this huge box, okay, and then inside we had this one. At least they should have been decent enough to give some sample of something to justify the cost of this idiotic stuff, which is for 375. If you are a Forest Essentials loyal, or if you if you are a fan, and if you have any access to them, just let them know about this. It's pathetic. You just can't outsource something from somewhere and give it your brand name and sell it for bloody 375.
Can I smell this?
Yes.
It's like only a cow dung.
So this is what we get. This is clearly a dipped incense and nothing else. I don't want to talk about anything else. Okay, now that's it. So the one lesson that I've learned from buying this product, the lesson which is for 375 rupees, or actually 440, because the shipping also was included, so I paid 440 for this. Do not buy an incense from somebody who is not an incense maker. So online, I've seen so many incenses. So I've seen Kama, and I've seen some others, so I had been planning to buy those, one by one. I said once a month I can buy one of these and then, do it. But what I've realized from this one thing is that, this is what all of them do, because, none of those incenses are for less than 350, So you charge 250, 350. What for? You're clearly outsourcing it from somewhere. You're packaging it in your name and then you're giving it away. And that's the reason you're charging so much, because, the proper, the established incense makers, like For that matter, that Golok Nag incense, Nag Champa incense is 100 grams for 160 rupees. For 160 rupees, you get 100 grams of incense. Now that is what established incense makers do. They know exactly what to make and how much to give it for and what is the worth of it. So if you have to take one lesson from this, just know that, do not ever buy, incense from non-incense makers. At most, they just outsource it and, they give it in your own brand name. That's all they do. So that is what I've learned, and that is what I wanted to pass on to you guys. So for that matter, Pool started as a non-incense maker, but they are exclusively into making incense. So everything that they produce is in-house. So they take care to do some research, and they have been coming up with new variants and stuff. They actually go and do the research into it. And there are so many other brands which have come up, and not that I'm a big fan of any of those, because frankly there are many of those pathetic brands, but at least they don't charge you so much. Why would you want to pay $375 for something which is not even originally made by them? You can just take anything and just say chemical free. How do I know what chemical has gone into it and what has not? Yeah. But anyway, so now that brings us to one thing that I wanted to discuss. Instead of discussing a tidbit from the incense world, that is what I wanted to discuss today, because Richa ji had dropped a comment in the last episode, and she wanted to know if the last incense, the Yagna incense that we done, is chemical free like the Pool ones. So what I'd like to tell you is, most of the incenses, the base ingredients are all powders of woods and resins and flowers and stuff. So most of those items which go into making the base of the incense is mostly chemical free. So like Pool specifically mentions that it's made from temple flowers. That's because it wants to promote that, that is the USP of its brand, that it's made of waste temple flowers. But nothing to say that it's doing something which is like really, I'm talking per se, I'm talking just for the incense. It is not really adding something to the incense which gives it a different edge altogether. So what happens is, when they use these waste flowers, they do clean the Ganga. But if you talk of the incense as such, there is nothing different in that incense. Okay, so what the waste flowers, the powders of the waste flowers, is just one of the many ingredients that's used in an incense base. So that's what happens. And the other thing is, every incense maker will tell you that we use only natural. The thing is, all the base ingredients are natural, and then you either use fragrance oils or you use essential oils. Whether you need it with the dough, like in the masala incenses, or you use it in the dipped incense. You either use fragrance oil, which is like completely synthetic, and all of those, mostly the most of the flowers that we have, like jasmine and lotus and stuff, they do not have an essential oil as such. There are absolutes, and those are like cut down and then used in the incense. So when you cut down something, whether you're using the fragrance oil or the essential oil, when you cut it down, you use DPG or you use some kind of chemical, right? So to cut that down, to be able to use it in the incense. So that is what we have. So when you add that, now even DPG has to be clarified, as in the DPG has its own fragrance, something that will go into the incense if it's added in the essential oil. So first, that DPG has to be clarified using some stuff which is different for different fragrances. So so like, I think you use Yara powder to clean the DPG if you're using it for rose fragrance, likewise for other fragrances. So even that is chemical, right? So there's nothing called chemical free as such, because the least that any incense is going to have is DPG. They'll either be using fragrance oil or essential oil, but DPG will be there, right? And I'm not talking here about limited edition incenses and artisan incense. I'm just talking about the normal commercial incense that you and I have access to. And why I'm saying you and I have access to, because the artisan incense are going to be really very costly. Like, you know, the incenses that I make at home, is the DIY incense, is going to be so costly that, you know, not everybody will be able to afford those. That's the reason I teach you the incense making here, so that you can make it yourself, you can get into that art yourself, and, you know, inspire yourself to make your own incense. Of course, it's good to try all the incenses that's there in the market, because there are wonderful fragrances out there, and, you know, we have a lot of things to experiment with and explore, so that's good. But when you talk of chemical free and 100% chemical free, there's nothing in an incense which can be called 100% chemical free, especially the commercial incense. So that is the one thing that I wanted to clarify. The only incenses which are like, you can be called 100% chemical free, or something which is like not really, doesn't have a lot of chemical, are Gaudhoop. Because Gaudhoop is exclusively made of, you know, Havan Samagri, and, you know, so many other herbs, and, you know, Jatamansi and Nagarmotha and all of those things, and cow dung cake or cow dung powder, cow dung basically. So that is what there. The other thing is, you can have so any of those Gaudhoop, anything related to Gaudhoop, anything related to cow dung, and, you know, incense made out of it in any form, so that will be very chemical free. The other thing are Samrani sticks. So the one thing that Samrani sticks have is coal, but you know, coal is not as dangerous as burning chemicals like so many other chemicals. And especially one benchmark that is there in all of the incenses is that any incense that stays for long, the fragrance of which stays for long, cannot be chemical free. And an incense, the fragrance of which spreads a lot, cannot be chemical free. To make the fragrance spread a lot, they use this chemical which is used in cigarettes. So you can smell a cigarette for, you know, you can smell it quite far, you know, you can smell it from quite far. So that is there. And for a fragrance to last long in a place, even then you need a chemical that is used again for the cigarettes to give it a smell that lasts long. That's the reason when people, you know, they come out of a smoking zone, or somebody who has smoked, because I know of people who smoke and then they'll eat an elaichi or something, you know, cardamom, to get rid of that smell. The thing is, the smell from the mouth is gone, but the body, the hair, and, you know, the clothes all still smell of cigarette. So any fragrance that lasts long is definitely has some kind of chemical in it. So that is there. The other thing is, of course, like by now I'm sure you all must be well versed with the fact that, you know, burning bamboo inside is not good. Besides the fact that there is a you know, mention of it in the spiritual texts of the Hindus, the Vedas and stuff. There have been recent researches to show that burning of bamboo releases lead, which is carcinogenic. So that is there. So that is the one thing that I wanted to discuss with you guys. I wanted to let you know that there is nothing called 100% chemical free. If it is an incense which has been commercially manufactured, it definitely will have some kind of chemical in it. So the basic ingredients will be chemical free, but the fragrance that goes into it in any form, whether you know, for the masala sticks during the kneading of it, or for the dipped incenses, there will certainly be some kind of chemical in it. So there's nothing called 100% chemical free. Any brand, Cycle, Phool, Haridarshan, any, everybody is the same here, because the manufacturing process is the same, the, you know, the knowledge is the same. When they say of traditional recipes and something which has been passed on from the you know, generations, it is basically the mixture of the base ingredient or the mixture of stuff to make the fragrance. That is secretive, that is different.
And I also want to say that you can see my mother makes DIY incense, and she doesn't put some chemical. You can also
yeah, so make your own DIY incense that doesn't have chemical in it, right?
Yes, and you can hear that also that she doesn't see chemical.
Yeah. Okay. So that is the one thing I wanted to clear for you guys. The other thing is many of you have answered the quiz this time, and there's Vidvatamji as usual. There is Sushmita. No, sorry, Sushmita did not answer this time. We have Ruchiji answering. Then we had Rudraksh Vegad. We had Kuldeep ji and somebody else. If I haven't mentioned your name, please let me know in the comment box. So there many people have answered. So the question that I asked was, where does India import most of her Loban from? And the answer is Java and Sumatra. That is the maximum amount of imports from those areas. Then of course there is Oman and Africa, because those are the places where we get real Loban. So we do get from those. So that is there. But the main chunk of it from Java and Sumatra. So that's the answer. Now today's quiz is the variety of frankincense which is indigenous to India. So we have quite a few varieties of frankincense that we use as incense. So I want to know the name of the one variety which is indigenous to India. So that is the question for today.
What is frankincense?
So that's all for the episode today. If you think somebody can learn something from this, share it with them. If you like it, give it a like. That's all for the episode today. Till we meet again next, take very good care of yourself. Namaste.
Namaste.